What's up, everybody? Welcome to our channel, Honest Hockey Takes. I'm Hohen and this is Scott, and you know what time it is? It's Fantasy Fridays. In this video, we'll be sharing 3 buy lows and 3 sell highs.
Yeah, we're going to start you guys off with a positive note, and we're going to go with the buy lows. And our first buy low candidate we have for you is Victor Hedman from the Tampa Bay Lightning. This guy, we all know, he's been like an all-time great. He's been about a point per game almost every year for like the last 5 years. One of the best offensive defensemen in hockey. But this year, he got off to a really slow start. In his first 27 games, he had only 1 goal, 15 assists, and 16 points. That is not what we're accustomed to seeing from Victor Hedman. And actually, at one point, the Tampa Bay Lightning gave this power play spot to Mikhail Sergachev, who's now out with an upper body injury. Who knows how long? But even before that, they were starting to give the power play in the last couple of games back to Victor Hedman, and he's starting to produce again. So we would highly recommend this guy.
Yeah, get him before it's too late, because right now he's been getting some assists lately, and people are gonna notice that. Hopefully, they don't notice that.
And he's a lot better than 1 goal in like 27
Yeah.
games. That's gotta be positive regression candidate for sure.
Yeah, and keep in mind with Sergachev out right now, and Hedman most likely taking over back that power play 1. If he plays really well on that power play 1, expect him to stay on that power play 1.
Yeah, no, I think that he should get it back. I mean, the guy's had too much experience there, and he's been too good for too many years. And I mean, with Sergachev gone, like this guy's getting like 27 minutes a night. So if it lasts for any time, you're laughing.
And the next buy low candidate that we have is Ryan O'Reilly from the St. Louis Blues, who currently has 29 games and 15 points, which is obviously not good enough by his standard. But if you look at his last few games, he has started to pick it up offensively, though he's been a huge negative. So if you play in a negative league, just
Ignore this.
Ignore this. Don't pick this guy
If it's
up.
plus minus, do not touch this guy.
But most leagues aren't like that, fortunately. So if you're not in plus minus league, definitely take a look at this guy, because currently his production is too low to start the year. We're not accustomed to seeing him being this bad, and I fully expect them to be better.
Yeah, St. Louis as a team has been kind of like a yo-yo this year, as we've talked about in previous videos. But Ryan O'Reilly is one of those guys who really, to this point, has just been pretty bad. But, I mean, the guy's had so much experience. He's not that old, right? He's in his early 30s right now. He's not, like, ancient by any means. And he's bound to start getting some more points. Like, this guy has 6 assists in, like, 29 games. That's not going to hold, guys. That's, like, one every, like, 4.5, 5 games. Like, that's ridiculous. He's bound to start putting up some points sooner or later. And if he does, you're getting him for, like, the rock bottom low price if you're trading for him. These guys, there's a lot of people out there who probably own this guy, and they're considering just dropping him. So, I mean, like, his value's at an all-time career low right now. Great time to strike and, like, come in with some, like, very low ball offer. You'll probably get him. Alrighty, and our third buy low candidate we have for you guys is Turvo Tervenainen from the Carolina Hurricanes. I do not know what happened really with this guy so far this year. He has not looked like himself, but he's still getting every opportunity to play on the power play, to get 19 minutes a game as a forward, and he's going to be playing on the top 6 no matter what. Whether it's the first line or second line, this guy's going to get his ice time. And probably when Aho's back and not hurt anymore, this guy's probably going to get reunited with Aho and should start putting up some points. So far this year, he hasn't scored a goal. 19 games, 0 goals, and only 8 points total. That's freaking wild. If you go and look at this guy's career, for the last 3-4 years, this guy has been just under a point per game consistently. And even as recently as the playoffs last year, he was a pretty solid player in the playoff run that the Hurricanes went on. I can't see this holding. This guy has to be better for the rest of this year, and a great player to trade for very low, because kind of like what we just said with O'Reilly, this guy's borderline droppable in some leagues. So, I mean, it's not going to take a lot to get him.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big key things that popped up to me looking at his stats is his minutes. His minutes is high, very high, 20 minutes a night, which is very, very important. He's still playing on the power play 1. He's given every opportunity, like Scott said, on the top 6, which is extremely important. Currently, they don't have Sebastian Aho, but hopefully when he comes back, they can play together, hopefully, because they had some chemistry last year in the playoffs there. We saw that. I hope he's better in 8 assists.
Yeah, and like what we look at when we're looking for positive like buy low candidates, we look for minutes, very important, usage, power play time, top line time. These are big quality things. And the types of players he's going to be playing with, you're looking like guys like Andrei Svechnikov, Sebastian Aho, even Seth Jarvis. Like, he's not going to be playing with terrible players, as well as like guys like Brett Burns on the power play, who we know can rack up points. This guy's going to be in on plays, and eventually he's going to start scoring some goals. I mean, this guy's not going to stay at zero much longer.
And now going from buy lows, now we're going to share our list of sell high candidates. And at number 1, we have Kevin Hayes from the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, back in the earlier videos, we told you guys to sell Carter Hart because we expected Philadelphia to drop in standings. And rightfully so. Look at them now. They're like almost rock bottom now. But with that, I think I understand that Kevin Hayes is the number 1 center on this team and everything. But at the same time, he has 29 points in 30 games. So that is not a sustainable pace. I do expect him to end the year at a pretty good point totals, but definitely not at a point per game level. So I would definitely suggest trading this guy now, where his value is still reasonably high.
Yeah, this could be the highest value of Kevin Hayes' career. Like, I don't think there's any opportunity where you ever see this guy worth more in fantasy than right now. In his career, he has never been a point per game player. Right now, being over a point per game is just wild to me. And especially like as a guy playing on a team that's this bad, when this year goes on, there's a couple of things that's going to happen, and I know this because this happens every single season with bottom teams. They're going to start filtering in guys from the AHL. They're going to give younger players like the Morgan Frosts and like Joel Farabees, and these guys are going to start getting more ice time. They want to see what they have in their system because they're rebuilding. This is not a team that has any chance of anything other than rebuilding in the next 3-5 years, right? So all these other players are going to be getting better quality opportunities. It's going to drop opportunities for guys like Kevin Hayes. He's going to see his minutes go down. His power play usage might not be the same, and the team is just not going to perform and score very many goals. Alrighty, and our next sell high candidate we got for you guys is Dylan Cozens from the Buffalo Sabres. This guy right now has been red hot, especially for the last 3 weeks. He didn't necessarily come out of the gate strong, but the last 3 weeks, this guy feels like he has like 1,000,000 points. Like, it's just been unreal. We even put him on one of our top 3 stars of the week on one of our review videos because he was that like insanely like white hot. But I can't see it continuing, guys. This guy is currently at 30 points in 29 games. He is 35th in the NHL in scoring. Just picture that. This guy on Buffalo, who's playing on the second line, is in the top 35 in NHL scoring. Just hearing that in its own is enough to say this is unsustainable. It's not going to happen. You got your guys like Tage Thompson and Alice Tuck who have like this amazing chemistry with Jeff Skinner. That's going to be their first line. I don't see why they would ever touch it. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the line they run with all year. That leaves Dylan Cozens on the second line with a lot less capable players to put up points. He's still going to put up points. I'm not saying this guy's going to just magically fall off and go like 10 games without a point. But there's no way he's going to keep a point per game pace for an entire 82 game season. So this is the premium time. If you want to sell this guy, people are going to look. They're going to say, wow, this guy's a younger player. He's in his early 20s. Wow, he has 30 points in 29 games. That is like so much value to sell high for. You can get an established player who you know is going to be close to those stats throughout the year in a trade because people are going to be excited to pick up the young kid. But I don't think with his opportunity on the second line compared to being on that top line, which we all know puts up a zillion points with guys like Tage scoring 5 goals a game, I just don't think you want to hold on to this guy if you can get something better.
Yeah, everything that he just said actually is like very on point because Dylan Cozens, called me biased, but I don't think this player is that good, to be honest with you. He's a decent player, but he's not that good. Not at a point per game pace. There's just no way. He's a young player. I feel like he's still trying to find his game in the NHL. I know he's had a hot streak so far, but like Scott said, he's not going to be playing with Tage Thompson. He's not going to be playing with Jeff Skinner. He's not going to be playing even with Alex Tuck. He's not going to be playing with these guys. I know Jack Quinn is playing really well right now, but I do expect him to drop off a little bit eventually because he's a rookie. I just don't see him sustaining that pace, that scoring pace that he's on right now. Which if he drops, that's going to directly affect Dylan Cozens' production as well.
Yeah, and for Dylan Cozens, like I think even when he was drafted, I wasn't so high on him, so maybe I am a little biased on this. But I think a realistic expectation if this guy plays an entire 82 games is you're going to see him finish between 60 and 62 points. Now, I know that's really, really specific, but that's what I feel from this player by the end of the year, which is very good. I'm not saying as an actual hockey player that that's bad, but we're talking for fantasy purposes. And if he's already on pace for basically 85 points in 82 games, 62 is just not the same when you can trade him now and potentially get someone in the 75, 70 point range.
Yeah, just one more thing to add about this player is earlier in the videos, we had the early video back maybe a month or two ago where we told you guys to sell Gabe Vilardi. It's a similar situation.
It is very similar to the Gabe Vilardi situation. Yeah. That guy came out, he had like over a point per game to start, and you know what? This guy's got like 1-2 points in his last 10 games. So, I mean, this is the type of thing we watch for. At least personally, I'm always looking for that kind of stuff. So I just trying to give you guys the best opportunity to get the most value out of these guys while they've been so red hot.
Yep. And the final sell high candidate that we have is Logan Couture from the San Jose Sharks, who currently in 31 games has 26 points, which is actually pretty high for him. And this guy is a 33-year-old center, and he's not playing on the first line. I know he's on the first power play unit, which is cool, but like he's not on the first line 5-on-5, and that's where you want to be on San Jose. San Jose is going to be a team that's going to fall off in the standings. We all know that. We don't even know if Erik Karlsson's going to stay on this team by trade deadline, who is the main driver to me of this power play for their offense. So imagine if they move Erik Karlsson close to the deadline. I don't see Logan Couture's production staying at where it is at right now.
Yeah, so teams like San Jose, kind of much like we talked about with the Philadelphia Flyers and Kevin Hayes, this team at the deadline is going to start harvesting their roster. They're going to try to bring up the young kids. Guys like William Eklund are going to be brought up from the AHL, and I guarantee you he's going to get a chance to play. It always happens, at least for a few games. And they're going to be trading away a lot of veteran players. And you know what? It's likely if they get rid of either Timo Meier, which is talked about heavily in the news, or Erik Karlsson, or both. That is going to severely wound this Sharks offense. Like right now, they're scoring at a really good pace as a team. They can't stop a beach ball, but they're scoring a lot. And that's great for fantasy. But once they start losing some of these veteran players, these guys who remain on this team, guys like Logan Couture, Thomas Hertl, they're going to start to struggle. They're going to start like scoring 1 or 2 goals a game as a team, not this 4, 3, 5 goals a game that they're getting right now. So now would be a good time to offload. The guy's older. He's a heck of a player. One of my absolute favorite players in the last 10 years is Logan Couture. But I'm telling you, like long-term, you don't want to hold this guy too much.
All right. Well, that's all we got for this video. If you like this video, please consider giving a like and subscribe. But until then, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
Take care. Bye.